Alright, my next recipe is for, well, it's not my recipe, but the next thing I'm going to be making based on a recipe from a book I bought on Kindle is pulled pork. So it asks for a 4-pound bone-in pork shoulder, which I have, and actually it's bigger than that. I doubled it because I couldn't, that was the smallest I could find, so it's almost an 8-pound pork shoulder, but again, I have a big family, so that is okay. Now, because it does have a bone in, you're not going to really be able to cut it in half. So I would just suggest making the whole entire thing, and then you can put your meals or put some of the pork shoulder into containers and then freeze it for later, and then add a side to it like cauliflower rice or some vegetables, you know, whatever you want. So right here it calls for 4 tablespoons of smoked paprika, and if you've never used smoked paprika before, there's a huge difference between smoked paprika and just regular paprika. So it is a little pricier, but it is well worth it, and there are a few recipes that do call for it in the recipes that I can share with you. So, you know, just go ahead and buy that, and it does make a big difference. But again, if you're not able to, that's fine. Just use regular paprika. Then it asks for 2 tablespoons of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, and 1 tablespoon of ground white pepper. I don't have ground white pepper in here because I couldn't find any. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference, but I'm going to try to look for some or order it online. And then 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. What it tells you to do is mix all the ingredients together, and that's what I did here in the bowl. And then I'm going to, it's gonna be like a dry rub, so I'm going to rub it all over the pork shoulder. I add a little bit of olive oil. This does not tell you to in the recipe, but that's just how I make my pork shoulder. So I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it, rub it, and then add the dry rub.